Big time, man. Squad. Man. Dog. Hey. Yes. Bro caught him a bid. I'm working the phone. Niggas ball hard, so I'm working alone. I'm my own shooter. I just switch it in post. I'm the mailman. Call me Borrow Malone. Bro caught him a bid. I'm working the phone. Niggas ball hard, so I'm working alone. I'm my own shooter. I just switch it in post. I'm the mailman. Call me Borrow Malone. That last play was foul. I'm running the zone. Don't let him check the slime. I'm ice on hoes. Don't say it's on the floor. What up, though, YouTube? It's your boy Rillo. We back in the building. We got top ops. We got a good one today. Episode 10. I think I'm gonna do 12 episodes, maybe even more, but episode 10 is definitely a good matchup. Let me see who up in here with me. People falling in. Who up in here with me? DeMarcus, what's good? He throwing plugs up. Your is appreciate you coming through. RC in the building. What's up? Hey, and the plug, didn't forget the plug today. Made sure to grab my charger. Samara, what's good? We in here. We got top ops today, episode 10. Top ops, episode 10. Two of my favorite characters all time. And I'm talking about none other than the legend, Tony Soprano, and the legend, James St.Patrick, a.k.a. Ghost. These two will be squaring off today, and we're going to crown the top op. OT in the building. What's up, gangland? OT the bully in the building. That's Detroit in the building right there. Yo, we about to get it popping. Top ops. So, on top ops, we got a breakdown of how we're going to crown the winner. Who is the top op? Of course, what's the breakdown? We got one of the most important factors. We got 5 categories. Press factor. Press factor means how was this person pressing in the streets? What were their aggressions? Were they were not for games? How were they pressing in the street, basically? Right? Were they for games? Did people play with this character? Yes or no? And also, how were they feared in the game as well? And of course, we got intelligence. Plain and simple, how smart was this person? We got the status, and it always seems to come down to the money and the power. So we got 5 categories: press factor, intelligence, status, the money, and the power. And that is the breakdown. But first, we're going to talk about some of the similarities and differences between these two characters, Tony Soprano and James St.Patrick. Let's talk about some of the similarities first. So, one similarity, of course, is both of these men had affairs on their wives. Definitely. We already know about Ghost's whole thing with Angela. I mean, he was ready to give it all up for Angela. And Tony had several different affairs throughout the seasons of the Sopranos. Probably had 1 or 2 in every season. So they both had affairs. Also, both of them killed people that they loved. Like, if it came down to it and they needed to eliminate somebody, even if they love that person, they still would definitely do what they needed to do. Just check this out. That was Tony killing his own nephew, Chris Montesanti. He killed him because Chris was he gave him a chance. Chris was on that he was on that coke. Got in a crash. He was high. Had the baby seat in there. Tony didn't know if this kid gets high, they don't know what he's gonna say. Tony had to take matters into his own hands and kill his own nephew. And also, Ghost. Ghost killing Roller, he thought he had to. We all know Kanan had that man in a blender, and that was an example of both characters killing people that they love. So they definitely had that in common. Let me check the comments out. DeMarcus, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it, man. Definitely supporting the channel. DeMarcus is humbling. I definitely appreciate it. Congratulations. The subscribe on the subscriber-thon. Keep bringing that fire content. Yep, I have an announcement to make later on in the show. Definitely appreciate you, DeMarcus. And I appreciate everybody for supporting me doing this subscriber-thon. But I got another announcement. Tomorrow officially marks the end of the subscriber-thon, and we're gonna end it on Pretty Girl Trap Content's channel. So keep that in mind. What up? What up, though? Big Wolf status in the building. That's Detroit in the building again. So that's the similarity that they have. They both will kill people that they love. If it comes down to it. Now, Ghost, we know he didn't have to do what he did because Buchanan had him in the blender. Tony, his hands were tied as well. He had to do what he had to do. Another similarity that these dudes have is they both are in charge of their organizations, right? Tony is a mob boss. He runs New Jersey, top of the food chain. Top of the food chain for Jersey. And Ghost is distro for a cartel, several different cartels. So in New York, he in the drug game, top of the food game, he's calling the shots. He's number one. Right? So they have that in common. Leaders in leadership position, both men in leadership position. Also, another similarity, they have a lot of similarities. That's what makes this such a good matchup. Another similarity is they want it better for their children. We all know what Ghost wanted for Tariq, right? He wanted him to go to college, get an education, and he would not teach him the game, even though Tariq said, pressed him at the train station, said, teach me the game, Ghost. And Ghost said, I'd rather kill you than get you involved in this. And Tony never wanted his son AJ to join the family business. He didn't bring him along to become the next boss and join the family business. Nothing at all. He wanted this. He had the same dream for his son and daughter, Meadow and AJ. The same dream as Ghost had for them. Let me check the comments. So that's another similarity. And we're not done with similarities because they got a plenty. Both characters are what I like to call goated. Tony Soprano is goated. Mob boss, like I said, top of the food chain and just a legendary character. And so is James St.Patrick. He's goated. Legendary character. Iconic. Two iconic characters. Two iconic characters for their respective shows. And also the final thing that they have in common, and if you think of something that they probably may have in common, let me know. Type it in the comments if you got time. But they both had tough wives. Carmela Soprano, very tough, knew the game. And we already know about Tasha. As much as I get on her case, she was down for the game, and she's very tough. She's a survivor. Like, she even pressed Kanan, basically had Kanan killed. Very manipulative, and will get her hands dirty, got bodies on her. Definitely had tough wives. So, for similarities, they both had an affair. They both killed people they love. They both in charge of their organizations. They both wanted better for their children. They're both goated, and they both had tough wives. So that's a lot of similarities. Now, let's get into these differences. One distinct difference is Ghost sells drugs, right? Ghost sells drugs. Tony doesn't deal with the drugs. He has different different hustles like the espionage and the garbage and things like that. So they don't really sell drugs. So Tony has a whole different hustle. So that's definitely a difference. Tony's crew is tougher. definitely Tony's crew is tougher. Ghost crew basically consists of Tommy and other organizations that he supply drugs to, but they're not really locked in as a crew, so to speak. He just distributes the drugs to whoever, whenever. As long as your money right, Ghost will get you right. Another Ghost is a simp. Ghost is a straight up simp. He's in the Hall of Fame for it. Tony would never. Tony had several affairs, but he kept it as that, straight up affairs, mafioso style. Had side chicks, but never put them above his family. Ghost was pathetic with it. Ghost was pathetic with it. He put Angela before any and everything. His daughter got killed, son running amok, everything happening to him. He definitely put Angela before everything. Right, I just said that. Ghost puts his mistress above everything. So these are some differences in these two characters. Oh, I got a guest with me today. She just came up. We got none other than Tamika from Tamika's Den. What's good? How you
Hey,
doing?
what's up, Brillo? What's going on,
What's
everybody?
good? We ending this subscriber-thon tomorrow officially. It's been a journey. We here on one of my shows, Top Ops. You watched the Sopranos, right?
Yeah.
And you watched, of course, you watched Power. So we right at the top of the show. We just talked about some of their similarities and differences. First,
Mm-hmm.
which character do you think should come out on top of this?
Hmm. That's hard because I love Ghost, but Tony was on some stuff too. They both made they share mistakes. Mm.
Definitely. I got a little criteria that we're gonna go by, but we talked about some similarities. So some similarities I had was they both had affairs. We
Mm-hmm.
already know about Tony.
Yeah.
And Ghost, he was pathetic with it.
Yeah.
They both killed people that they loved uh
Mm-hmm.
several times. Let me ask you this: do you think Ghost was right to kill his nephew in that moment?
I mean, he thought he was right. He thought he was doing the right thing.
Yeah, I guess it don't matter now. I mean, he thought Chrissy was snitching, and of course,
Yeah, that
yeah,
broke my heart.
he was on drugs. Yeah, that was a tough
Mm-hmm.
scene. And of course, this Ghost did this. Ghost killed Roller for absolutely no reason. What you
Right. He let Kanan get in his head.
right? Kana had that boy in a blender. Like that was definitely
Yeah, that was pissing me off at that time. I was like, Ghost, I thought you were supposed to be smart.
right. What other similarities I got? I got they both in charge, of course, in charge of their organization. Both wanted more for their children and had tough wives. And I
Mhm.
already inducted both of them in the GOATed Hall of Fame for characters. I said they both were iconic. Would you agree with that?
Yes,
Definitely both characters.
absolutely.
Now, one major difference I was getting on was this one right here. Let me see what you. The Ghost is a simp for Angela and Tony. Even though he had his affairs, he never put them above his family, his family, meaning his kids, and the whole Angela situation would have never happened. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that.
Well,
Tony wasn't trying to hear all that.
he did his thing or whatever, but he kept it as that. Ghost put
Yeah,
his mistress above
right.
every damn thing. So this is the breakdown right here, Tamika. So these are the five categories before we crown the top op. We got press factor. That means, how are they pressing in the streets? Were they feared? Did people get over on them? Basically, how are they pressing? Intelligence. Who do you think was the smartest? status, money, and it always comes down to the money and the power, and that's how we break it down. So first, before we talk about press factor, let me play a couple clips for you just to remind you, of who these characters really are. That was Tony killing yet another relative, and you know me. You know that's one of my favorite clips. The way he shot across the porch like that. And also, yeah. I mean, both characters were pressing, but Tamika, I'm gonna see what you think. I'm gonna tell you what I think, and y'all in the comments tell me what you think. Who wins press factor? I got the winner of press factor being Tony because, to me, in my opinion, Ghost by him always wanting to get out the game. Now they are, both of them wanted to minimize the violence, to make the money, but Tony was, I feel like, was willing to press harder. Ghost always wanted to get out the game, so even though he would get his hands dirty, I feel like Tony got the slight edge for press factor because he was just more aggressive than Ghost. What you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. Tony, the way he just had the gloves on ready, waiting the shotgun scene, it was just different. As far, I mean, especially with the two scenes you just showed with Ghost, that was more just build up frustration, and he just let it out in a rage. But Tony had that planned out. He was waiting. It was
Right.
like, don't push me. If you push me, I'm close to the edge, then I'm gonna get on that ass.
Definitely. Now, I want to ask you this: who did it better? Check this out. That was Tony killing a rat while he on a college tour with his daughter. Like, that's pressing right there. Hold on, Meadow. I know I gotta show you this college, but let me go kill
Right.
you right quick. And then we got Ghost. Who did it better? Ghost managed to get revenge on Terry Silver and save himself possibly because Silver was gonna do a lot of talking. So who did it better, Tamika?
I gotta give it to Tony again. I don't know. I might have to revisit the Sopranos, man.
It's
It's been a
looking
minute.
fire, ain't it? Yeah. So we gave press factor to Tony Soprano. Now intelligence. Even though it was said that Tony was smart and he could have went to Rutgers at the top of his class, James St.Patrick, I would have to give intelligence because even though they kept putting him in the blender, Kanan, what's the connect that had him in the blender? Milan. I
Mm-hmm.
still think I would get a slight edge to Ghost. What you think about intelligence? Who was the smartest?
Yeah, Ghost was definitely smart when he wasn't thinking about daggone Angela behind. He definitely showed you that he could be street and he could, um, be more intelligent and outthink people and stuff like that. So I'll give that to Ghost.
Okay, I definitely agree. So right now we got one press factor go to Tony, intelligence go to Ghost. Let me check the comments real quick.
What's up, Detroit King?
Detroit Kings, what's up? RC in the building, Matthew Wilson in the building. All right, so we got breakdown. We got press factor and intelligence. So next we go into status. That just means basically their status in the game. I give this to Tony because he's in the mafia, for God's sake. Like, that's classic. Ghost, his name alone being Ghost, people don't know him. He just behind the scenes selling the work. I gotta get a status to Tony. What you think?
Yeah, I agree. Tony, people knew him. They knew not to mess with him. Like you said, he's in the mob, whereas Ghost, that's kind of his secret identity, alter ego. So he trying to keep it on the low. Only really his crew know what he's about. So I would have to get that to Tony.
Okay, definitely. So we got press factor goes to Tony Soprano, intelligence goes to Ghost, status goes to Tony Soprano, and it always comes down to the money and the power. Let me check the comments before we talk about the money. Who has the most money? Uh, I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna go with Ghost for the most money because of this reason. You said I'm recently watching The Sopranos, so it's fresh on my mind. Like, do you remember the espionage that they had going on? That was his big hustle, right? Tony's hustle. They
Mm-hmm.
were running this scheme or whatever. Basically, they were scamming off the top. Now, as soon as he got the thing going and started making a lot of money, New York started pressing, sticking their nose in. Tony got pressed a lot by New York, and they took a lot of his profits off the top. Uh, they had the Bada Bing, which was a little strip club. They had the meat market, the sandwich shop. But Ghost had different clubs
Mm-hmm.
in different cities. We only saw Truth, but they alluded to he had Verbatim and Surge, I believe, different clubs in different cities. So I gave money to Ghost. What you think, Tamika?
Mm, yeah, from what I can remember, I think I would give Ghost money because it just seemed like, him and Tasha was up there being big spenders. She had the best of the best. They in the penthouse and all that. They didn't really show Tony being like flamboyant or anything. Yeah, he had the house and all of that kind of stuff. And like you said, the different businesses, but they would always be coming and take, like the more he made, the more they was taking.
Yeah,
So
New
I
York
would give that
always
one.
had their hand. He was earning for he was, what I'm saying, they were basically eating off Tony
They really was.
because he had all the plans and things
hmm
like that. So recap, it's coming down to the power. It always comes down to the power. Press factor went to Tony Soprano for things like this. And so press factor went to Tony. Intelligence we gave to the classic man James St.Patrick. Status we definitely had to give that to the mob boss, which
hmm
is Tony Soprano. And money we gave that to James St.Patrick because he's selling coke at a high level. Come on,
hmm
he's the distro for cartels. Jason Lobos, these are cartels that he's distributing for a whole coast. So he was
Right.
definitely making the money. Making the
hmm
money. It all comes down to power. Ironically, who had the most power? Let me know in the chat. I know who I think. I'm gonna let Tamika answer first. Out of these two characters, overall, who you think had the most power?
hmm.
No, Demarcus.
I don't know because
Saying like it's tough.
again with Ghost, it's like yes, he had power and he was getting things done. He was, distributing for all these big people and having the club trying to get out the business. But again, only his people really knew who he was. So I don't know, is that supposed to be a part of the power too, or is it just
Yeah, everything. And for me, Ghost, it's hard for me to give him power because how much power did he really have? We saw him being in a blender so many times. Um,
yeah.
he definitely had the money, but
He
if you
still
were
had
to
to
say
worry about a lot of stuff and mostly from within.
right,
I don't think Tony had those same worries in that sense.
I
So
will
I'll
say
give that one to Tony.
I agree. I will say this: if Ghost would have survived and became like lieutenant governor, then definitely I would
Yeah.
have given it
First
to
you get the
Ghost.
money, then you get the power.
But
You
Tony
get
was
the respect.
right, right, classic. But Tony was a mob boss. Um, so I would definitely have to give power to Tony. So I'm gonna have to disagree with my man DeMarcus, and we're gonna crown Tony Soprano, edging out the legend that is James St. Patrick for the win. Even though, hey, I did a poll and Ghost won 60-40. So y'all can let me know in the comments, did we get this one wrong? According
James
to the
Kelly, are you saying that because Tony went to a therapist, what does that mean? Is that supposed to make him weak?
that
Just
was one,
curious.
yeah, that was one of the side plots. He had a little thing for his therapist.
Mm-hmm.
That's a better side plot than the side plots they got going on with Power. Real quick review. Let's just take a look at the breakdown and how we came to this. So press factor went to Tony, intelligence Ghost, status Tony, money Ghost, and we gave the slight edge to Tony on the power tip. Tamika, we might have to rewatch Sopranos. It might be a collab in the making.
Yeah, man, I'll be down for that shoot. Now you got me wanting to see it again because it's been a minute. But I mean, The Sopranos was definitely a gem. That used to be my show, so I would like to rewatch it now and see if I have a different perspective than when I
Definitely,
first
we
saw it.
always catch so much stuff on the rewatch. Definitely,
Mhm.
yeah. This was a classic matchup. This probably might have been the closest matchup that I had for this top op series. Uh, let's just take a look at some of the highlights. Um, made that boy face
Man,
look
that
like a
scene get me
puss
every
ball.
time.
Hey, my apologies if you squeamish. But on this channel, we do appreciate a good scripted television murder, so to speak.
You hear them bones cracking. Hey, Daria.
And also one of my all-time favorite scenes. What that remind me of, Tamika? When Saki got
I knew you
shot
was gonna say that.
on BMF. That's what that remind me of.
When flying in the
Hey,
air.
which show was better, Power or Sopranos? I don't even have to think about this. Hands down, Sopranos. I love Power, but everybody know that. But for me, it's Sopranos. And it's more because of the network, probably, and
HBO came with the classics, man. Sopranos, Oz,
the Wire.
the Wire, yeah.
These
So
are shows
they
that's
was killing it.
timeless.
I
You know,
see some people in the comments saying they never watched it. Yeah, I gotta go check that out.
who never watched? Oh, we got to do a rewatch now. We just got to pick a date. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it similar to how me and Pretty Girl Trap do the original Power. So we don't know if we're gonna do every episode. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out.
Definitely.
No, my bad, Monique. You know where you at, Monique? Come on. You know
Oh
where
Lord,
you at.
Monique. And you eating too? Oh Lord.
My bad for that. All right, so before we slide up out of here, Tamika, what's going on next for your channel?
Oh, you gotta watch Oz HEA. I'm telling you, those is classics. They started it off. This week is gonna be what is it? Oh, child. Tonight is, I think, the Oval. I'm going to jump on with Lay's Eagles 215 and Detroit Kings to talk about some snowfall with them.
Yeah, I might
Tomorrow
have
is
to if it gets too late.
Sisters. Of course, I'm think me and Moochie is kind of doing the same thing that me and Lay's do with The Last of Us. We're going to rotate the lives for the snowfall. That's probably going to be on Thursdays. I'm trying to do more lives now on y'all my channel, y'all. I'm gonna try. And then I'm gonna have Love at the Lockup on Friday. That's not probably gonna be a live. It might be, I don't know. One or the other. And Saturday, I'm actually gonna do my first lives for my self-care Saturday in my What You Should Be Watching. So y'all
Damn,
come through and check that out.
it sound like you still going subscribe-a-thon. Oh,
I feel
please.
like it, shoot.
Tamika said it ain't over. That's definitely go subscribe to Tamika's Den. Please go subscribe to Tamika's Den. When we do subscribe-a-thon, I'm not just encouraging you to subscribe to me. I'm encouraging you to subscribe to, the family, TVC, so to speak. That's the Television Commission. Um,
Make
so
sure y'all like this video, y'all, and share it.
please like it. So what's next for Brillo the Big Review? We are officially ending the subscribe-a-thon tomorrow on Pretty Girl Love Trap content. We got From the Trap to the Block at 8:15. I'm taking over the trap, putting my feet on the couch, so to speak, like Dave Chappelle. I'm taking over the trap, definitely leaving. I'm drinking out the carton. I'm drinking out. I'm kicking my shoes off in front of the door. I'm slamming the refrigerator. Yeah, I'm taking over the trap. So make sure y'all check that out. Also, I want to thank everybody. This subscribe-a-thon was an overwhelming and humbling experience, and I had so much fun doing it. I had kind of got down on myself. Honestly, I'm gonna be transparent. I got down on myself because it's a lot of work, and you just want to go out the gate. You know what I'm saying? 10,000 subscribers, monetize. You know what I'm saying? You want that success, but with hard work, it always pays off. And I'm noticing, every time I went live, people are in here to support me, and that's all that counts. So when I stopped, actually looking at all the numbers and the views and doing the compare game and this and that, I started to have fun. I got back in my bag, and now it's like things are taking off, so to speak, and it's all organic, and I'm having fun with it. And I just want to thank everybody. Also, last announcement, got a special announcement tomorrow, but subscribe-a-thon will not be was only the first event presented by the Television Commission. We will have an event in March. Announce that tomorrow on Pretty Girl Trap Contents channel. Thank everybody for coming. Let me check the comments one last time before we.
Absolutely. Congratulations to you, Brillo. You deserve it. You hardworking. You do a great job. I love all your ideas and how you be switching stuff up. Thank you for including me in it and giving me the encouragement that I needed.
I appreciate that. That's all love. Like I said, you know, it's been fun as well. So appreciate those kind words, Tamika. And like I said, every time when you go live, you're a little nervous. You don't know if somebody's gonna show up. But every time I go live, people show up to support me, you know, and I definitely appreciate it. People donating to the channel, helping me out. That's their hard-earned money. Is very humbling. And just want to say thank y'all. We about to slide up out of here. This was Top Ops episode 10. I was only supposed to have 10 episodes, but I gotta do the crackhead edition. Oh man, check out my community tab. We will have a crackhead edition. Hopefully Tamika will be joining me for that one. That should be a bunch of laughs right there.
Yeah, that's all that.
Yeah, we got to come up with a different criteria to crown the champion of that. But it's some stiff competition with Pookie, Bubbles, and it's some stiff competition with that. Lays, what up?
What's up, Lays?
Yep, we about to get up out of here, man. Like I said, go subscribe to Tamika's Den. You won't be disappointed. Fire content, and let's just keep it going. Peace.
All right, y'all.
I'm ice on her. Don't say it's on the floor, my apes lifting for more.